when using Sass, it interprets the at import role in CSS in a different way. So it's kind of supercharged a little bit compared to the standard CSS, because all at imports are included into the CSS file, but it is included in the way that it is kind of extends the normal file. So in the end, we get one big CSS file, and that is actually preferable because then you have just one download. Because every at input that you have in the CSS file, well, that triggers another fetch from the server. So that makes your page load slower. One exception is that if you use the URL in the at import, then it will be just carried over to the CSS file. And another advantage is that you actually don't need to add the file suffix. So if you import mystyles and mystyles.scss, they will be exactly the same. And then we have one thing that is, in my opinion, even fancier. And that is if you name your file with an underscore first, underscore mystyle, then it will not be compiled into CSS file. So that means that you will not have 100 CSS files in that. You will have maybe just 1 or 2 CSS files. And when you write the import, you don't need to add the underscore, and not the ending, so you can just write my style. So that means that you can break up your design into multiple smaller files. So you can have one file for the mixing, you can have one file for the colors, you can have one file for the typography, and so on and so forth. And in the end, you will still just generate one HTTP request. So let's create this one. Create a separate file in the CSS folder or a SCSS folder and name that underscore colors, and then move all your color variables to that colors file and include colors in your style.scss. So let's try this one. Let's go back here, and we need within this one we need a new file and a new file, and it should be called underscore colors.scss. And then we should go into the style.css first, and we should copy this one, or we should remove that one, and we should paste it into the colors instead. And then in the style.css, we should use an at import, and we just need to write colors and nothing more, like this. And now when I save this one, and I also need to save that one, otherwise it will not work. Then if I go back to the style.css, or if I scroll up here, you see that it still has this accent color. So it works here, and it works as the background here. So it works kind of everywhere, but now it is placed in a separate file. So now we can have one file for just the colors. And of course, we can continue and do the same. So we can move all the mixins into one file if we want to. Or maybe you have mixins for different things. Then you can reuse that and make it in a lot more modular way.